Imagine for a second that an alien lands on Earth. They visit a high-tech skyscraper in Tokyo, a nomadic camp in the Sahara Desert, and then they walk right into your high school cafeteria. At first glance, they'd see different clothes, hear different languages, and definitely see some very different lunch choices. But if that alien stayed for a week, they'd realize something incredible. Despite the distance, every single one of these groups is doing the exact same things. They're all telling stories, they're all following social rules, and they're all probably arguing about who's in charge. I'm that sociology teacher, and today we are going to talk about cultural universals. A cultural universal is an element, pattern, or trait that is common to all human cultures worldwide. Now wait. Sociology usually focuses on how we are different, right? We talk about cultural diversity all the time. But George Murdock, a famous anthropologist, identified over 60 traits that appear in every single society known to history. Let's look at 3 big ones that show up everywhere. 1, language. Every culture has a way to communicate. Whether it's spoken, signed, or whistled, humans have an innate drive to share complex ideas. 2, the family unit. Every society has a system for who takes care of children and how kinship is tracked. Now, who counts as family changes. In some places, it's just parents. In others, it's a whole village. But the structure of family is universal. 3, rituals and rites of passage. Every culture marks the transition from child to adult. For you, that might be getting your driver's license, a sweet 16, or walking across that stage at graduation. In other parts of the world, it might involve a vision quest or a traditional ceremony. Whether it's a party or a vision quest, the goal is always the same, proving you are ready to handle the real-world responsibilities of adulthood. A takeaway here is that the form is universal, but the content is diverse. Take cooking, for example. The universal is that humans don't just eat raw food like animals. We transform it using heat and tools. The diversity is that in one culture, that's fermented shark, and in another, it's a double cheeseburger. Or look at music. The universal is using rhythm and melody to express emotion. The diversity is the difference between a K-pop hit and a traditional folk song. So the next time you see someone from a completely different walk of life and feel like you have absolutely nothing in common, just remember, you're both working from the same human blueprint. Think back to our alien from the beginning. From their perspective, the differences we get so hung up on, the different clothes, the different slang, the different religions, are just surface-level paint. What they see is a species that, no matter where it lands, builds the same basic house. They see a person who loves their family, who laughs at a joke, who honors their dead, and who uses art to say, "I was here." When you realize that your weird traditions and their strange customs are actually just 2 different ways of solving the exact same human puzzle, the world starts to feel a lot smaller. You aren't looking at a stranger. You're looking at someone running the same human hardware on a different operating system. We're all just different versions of each other, trying to make sense of the world using the tools our ancestors left us. When you can see through the differences to find those universal connections, when you realize that we are all much more alike than we are different, that is the heart of the sociological perspective. That is sociology.